So today's session is basically for a specific purpose, or I should say that the target audience of today's session is basically those people who are unaware of this service and who are not familiar with the advantages Microsoft Power Apps has in pocket for them. Because I cannot say everyone, but at least there may be 20 to 30% people who have no idea about what Microsoft Power Apps are and how they can help them in their learning or professional phase. So we are going to get the basics of this service, and we are going to witness some advantages of the Microsoft Power Apps. And Microsoft Power Apps is basically a tool that we use to build applications that run on smartphones, tablets, and browsers. You don't need to have any programming experience or programming background. Uh, this session is also for people who want to build and develop applications, but the only resistance they face is that they don't know how to code. So Microsoft Power Apps is for those who have no programming background, but if either for some interest or some specific need, they need to build an application. There are thousands of new Power Apps users every hour of the business day, and the reason for this growth is understandable because Power Apps has the feasibility to provide you your required applications, your projects, your models. You can even develop any kind of portal using this application. With the Power Apps, users leverage their business expertise to build custom apps that address the challenges of their business as well. For example, if there is a company, its employees have no need to have programming experience or background. They don't even have to hire someone else. Instead, they can create the applications themselves. Because of Power Apps, millions of people having no knowledge of code are becoming app makers, and we call them as citizen developers. So if you are someone like me who is from a coding background but has less know-how of the developing area, so Power Apps is for you. If you have that little developer inside you and you want to make creative applications, then Power Apps has the power to help you build with no or less code. And not only this, Power Apps connects more than 200 data sources that you can utilize to load data into in your sources. For example, cloud services like SharePoint, Salesforce, and Dynamics 365 to Excel spreadsheets. You have different connecting options. So in this session, we are going to learn about what Power Apps are, the Power Platform, and then we are going to set up some data source to create a simple application using some data. We are going to get familiar with the Power Apps environment, and then we are going to learn how we can not only save our application, in fact we can deploy it or we can share it among our peers and organization as well. So let's start from what Power Apps are. So Microsoft Power Apps is basically a suite of cloud-based services, and it is used for creating, building, publishing, and sharing applications for mobile devices as well as browsers. But the most shine is obviously on the mobile, because on the mobile phone we have the capabilities of leveraging features like camera and GPS that we can utilize in our applications on the Power Apps. So to be honest, you don't need to have any programming experience, or you don't have to know some specific language to use Power Apps. Power Apps is a no code or low code development platform. This means that most of the apps that you and I are going to create in this session don't need any code at all. They just need some instructions, or you can say permission, which can be either copy paste or you can get them from the guidance. After that, we have the requirements that you are going to need for this session, and you don't need nothing but just Power Apps, Office 365 or Dynamics 365 account, Excel, either 2019 or 2016 version, and OneDrive for Business. If you don't have any of these, all you have to do is sign up for a free trial of Office 365 for Business, not for home use but for business use. Now let me show you about how you can get started with the Power Apps, and all you have to do is go through this URL and you will be on a landing page of Power Apps platform where you have to sign in with your credentials and get started with Power Apps. But there may be some people who don't have the access to Power Apps. They can start a free trial as well. But for that you need to have an organizational email account, and you have to set up some password and sign up. There are no extra requirements to start a free trial, but since I have the access to some Power Apps services, so I'm not going to start a free trial. I'm directly going to go for the sign in option. So this is the Power App environment, but we are going to get familiar with this environment later. First of all, let me recall, I told you that we are going to develop a app in this session. So for that app we need some data that we are going to get through the table in an Excel workbook, and what we need to do is store that workbook so that it can be available to the app that we are going to create and also to the users that are going to use that app. We have a number of different ways and cloud services that we can use to load data into our app. For example, we can use Dropbox, SharePoint, Personal, OneDrive, or OneDrive for Business. In this session, I'm going to use OneDrive for Business. You can use OneDrive for Personal as well if you don't have access to OneDrive for Business. Before setting up some data resource, let me show you the spreadsheet that I'm going to use to load data into my app. This is a sample spreadsheet that I'm going to use to load data into my app. If you need to change the spreadsheet, or if you want to use another type of spreadsheet, that's fine too. All you need to do is convert that spreadsheet and format is in the form of a table, and you can do so with the format as table command. It is important to format your uh, worksheet in the form of a table because we are going to create an organized application, and it will be helpful later for Power Apps to create the application according to our data. Reason for using this spreadsheet is because we need some data to start creating our application. So this spreadsheet is actually a spreadsheet which contains the tracking data, and it is known as room report. So we are going to create a room report app which is going to have the record of the complaint of the customers that they face within their room. They are going to report a problem, and the employers or the organization is going to assign those issues to someone to resolve it. And there is the option of choosing different room types. This is basically for the customers that are going to use this app. As the work gets done, the employer, for example me, I am going to create this app. So when a customer has reported this issue, that is issue of the workroom, he has reported that the room window of the workroom is cracked. So I'm going to assign it to someone to fix it, and then it is going to have the data according it, for example resolution data and the date on which it is resolved. So first we have to create a folder in our OneDrive for Business. For example, let's say Power Apps Workshop. There are different ways you can do this, but I'm going to create a folder, and then I'm going to upload a file, that is the worksheet that I showed you before in my folder. Since I'm creating a app that is going to have the data of the room services and the complaints of the customer, so I am going to share this report with the people in my organization so that the app is accessible to them. There are different number of ways to share this. The important part is that I allow people to edit it. So I'm going to share it with anyone having this link. For now, I'm sharing it with myself. I have shared it with myself, but you can share it with the people in your organization so that the users that are using your app can access this report, or they can add their complaints in the app. Now all you have to do is switch back to Power Apps and start creating your app. Before we start creating an app, there is something that you need to look at. There are different number of ways through which you can create an application with Power Apps. For example, you can create an app from blank. You can create an app that is going to have some model, or you can create a portal from blank. There are different templates as well that you can utilize in your app. For example, there is a template of budget tracker app. There is a template for help text, and there are hundreds of different templates available. So if you don't want to create an app from blank and you need some help or idea about how your app should look like, you can use the templates available on Microsoft Power Apps. From the data tab, you can view your data and connections in your organization. You have the option to view the flows that you have created. You can create chatbots as well. And then we have a brand new artificial intelligence builder where you can create model driven apps as well. For example, the detection apps, the tracking apps, and lastly we have the solution where you can manage bundles of items as solutions, which is the way we move applications from one place to another. And now I'm going to go back to the home and we are going to begin creating our application. As I told you, there are different number of ways through which we can start creating our application. Here we are going to start from our data. We are going to use the data with the help of which we are going to create an application. So all you have to do is, since we have uploaded our data in onto the OneDrive for Business, so you have to go on the other data resources and it will uh, bring you on the page having your OneDrive for Business account. We have different options to load data into our app. For example, we can use SQL, we can use Common Data Services, we can use Dynamics 365, SharePoint, etc. But here we are going to use OneDrive for Business, and we are going to create a Canvas app. Canvas app is basically an app that is not based on some common data service. It is based on some other data. For example, the data that we had in Excel file. Here you can see my OneDrive account is already connected. If your account doesn't pop up here, all you need to do is refresh the page and then you have to add a new connection. The folder which I made and which has the Excel file can be accessed from here already. So my Excel file is ready, and so this was the actual reason why I asked you to use format as table command. Power Apps now is going to use this tabular data and create an amazing organized application. If we haven't organized the data in the table, then our application would have a rough structure. It wouldn't have an organized way. So you have to click on the table and connect your data in the Power App environment, and Power App is going to create your application by itself. It is actually building up our application. All we did is we just provided some data, a rough workbook you can say, and everything is done by Power Apps itself. We didn't have to load any screen, we didn't have to add any buttons. Power Apps is doing all of the work itself, and you can witness yourself that within just a few minutes your application will be ready to use, containing detailed screens and browsing options. Finally, our app is here, and this is the Power Apps Studio. So before starting and further in discussing the Power Apps Studio, let me preview the application that we have created. So this is the application that Power Apps has helped us in creating. This is the first screen of our application. For example, you can call it as a browser screen, which contains the information about the complaint of the customer. For example, correct window and the name of the customer who has complained. And when you are going to browse in it, it is going to have the complete details of the complaint, when was the complaint made, and what room number it has. You have a delete option as well, you have a edit option. For example, if a customer wants to update his complaint, he can do so with the help of the edit screen. As you saw, I didn't add any buttons in it, I didn't any screens in it. I just uploaded some raw data, and all of the work is done by Power Apps itself. So let me close the preview now and move forward to the Power Apps Studio. So this is our Power Apps Studio, which contains all the functionalities uh, of building an application. You can customize your application here. You can connect a data model from here. When you are going to go through the insert tab, you are going to have the option of AI builder, from where you can load any of your created model. For example, if you wanted to create a detection app, a detection model can be attached with this application. A scanner app can be attached with this application, and we can do it with the help of the AI builder. Now, if someone wants to customize their application, they can do so as well. For example, if I want to add a new screen and I don't want that my customer directly start from the browse screen, and I want to have a start screen first, I can add that screen from new screen. There are different templates available. I'm going to choose a tutorial screen. And I want that this screen should be moved towards up. I want to see this screen first, and later on I want to see the last three screens. From screens, I means that this, for example, I'm calling it a browser start screen. This is my browser screen. This is my detail screen, and this is my edit screen. This is what I mean by screen. So I'm going to rename it as start screen, because I'm customizing my application to give it a better look. You can choose a suitable image for your application. This is basically a carousel, but here I don't want to use any carousel, so I'm going to remove all of the instructions here and leave it blank. You can load any image from your device for your application from the properties image tab, and you can load any image from your files. But since this image is not fitting on our screen, so let me make it on the fill property and stretch it a bit so that it looks more better now. Now you can add any type of text. For example, if you want to greet your customer, you can add text label and write in, for example, welcome. You can change the font as well. You can make it bold. So it fits better here. In the tutorial text, you can add the text that how your customer can use your application. You can explain your services here as well, or you can explain how you are going to resolve the issues of customer in order to gain more audience on your application or more positive customer experience. You can add any choice of your text here. I'm leaving it blank for now. And as you can see, we have a skip option. Let me zoom it a bit. I hope it's visible. So as you can see, we have a skip button here. For example, if some customer doesn't want to review all of the tutorial and he just wants to click on the screen and move forward on another screen, he has to click on the skip button. Let me increase its size. So I want when the user clicks on the screen button, he automatically redirects to the login screen or main screen that we are going to create now. So this was all about our start screen. And now I want that my user doesn't directly gets on the browser screen. In fact, I want to have another screen after the start screen, which is login screen. So let me add another screen, and it will be blank, and I want it to come after the start screen. Let's rename it as login screen. So for this customizing this screen, I am going to add some features. You can add the features or any text from the add button here. I am going to choose a rectangle so that I can give a better background color to my app, and you have to stretch it a bit. Let's change its color. I think this looks better for the login screen. Now I want to add a label here which says login form. I want to change its font size and the text align center. Sorry, this is login. Now I want to add two buttons here. For example, if I am the organizer of the company who manages room services, so I want to add two buttons here. One of them will be the button for administration. For example, if I want to see the complaints of the customers and I want to fix them as and assign to someone, so I want to log in as admin, and I want that the users that are using this app log in as users. So I'm going to add two buttons here. One of them will be for administration, and another will be for the customers that want to report some issue. You can you can add other options as well according to the need of your app. So when the admin any employer of the company or organizer logins, I want him to move to the login form for admins, and I'm going to create another screen after login screen, which will be for the admins, where he have to enter his credentials. And so I'm going to rename this screen as admin screen, let's say. And I want to create a kind of a login form here. So let me first customize it a bit. You can choose color or any color of your choice. So now I want to add two text fields here, one for the email and one for the password. But before that, let me give it a label as login as admin. The font size will be 34. We are going to make it bold and align it at the center. Now I am going to add two text fields here. Let's rename it as email, and another one is password. Font size. Now if you want to mask your password and if you don't want to show your password as text field, you can do so with the help of a property. We have a property here. We have a mode property here where you have to choose password, and it is going to make your password hidden. And now I want to add two buttons here. uh, you can do so with the help of the button command. Sorry, you can insert the button directly from the insert tab. I want to add two buttons here. One button is for the login and another button is for going back to the previous screen. If someone has mistakenly opened login for admin screen, they can go back and log in as user as well. So this is the login as admin screen. We have to create another screen which is login as user screen, but instead of repeating the steps again and again, all I'm going to do is duplicate this screen and change some of the fields in the user's screen. So let's rename it first. Will be a user screen. we are going to change some of its fields instead of creating another screen. So this is the screen for our user. Now the most important part, that is the connection between these screens. For example, if some user is on the start screen, and instead of visiting the whole tutorial, I want that if I'm the customer and I want to skip this, it directly brings me on the login page. So for this I can do is select the text label skip, and in the home tab, so when I'm going to click on the skip in the function, instead of the, let's first increase the size of this. Instead of the text, you can add another button here as well. For me, it's fine as the text. So I want when the user skips the tutorial, he directly jumps to the login screen, and I can do this instead of writing a number of lines of code. I can do this in just a few seconds with the help of on select command or function. Here you have on select function, with the help of which you can switch between the screens of your app, and you have to type navigate, and you have to choose the screen where you want to navigate. So I'm going to navigate on the login screen on the click of skip. Before moving further, let's preview our app and see if this feature works. So when I click on the skip, as you can see, it has directly brought me on the login form. Now I want to add similar features on the login form as well. I want when the login as admin button is pressed, the admin directly jumps to the admin screen and fill his credentials. So you have to type navigate and choose the screen where you want to move. I'm going to choose the admin screen, and when the user clicks on the sorry, I have to write login as user here. So when the user is going to click on login as user button, he can directly navigate to the user screen. Now similarly, we are going to add these features in other screens as well. When the when a person logins as admin, I want that he is directly switched on the browse screen of our app, which contains the details of the complaints that customers have met. So in order to resolve those complaints, so when the admin is going to log in, he is going to directly move on the page which contains all of the complaints that he has to resolve. Browser screen. If someone has mistakenly opened login as administrator, he can go back with the back button, navigate back to the login form. Similarly, we are going to apply this feature on the login as user screen as well, because the user is making complaints, so I want that when the user logins, he is directly moved towards the screen where his complaint is registered, and it contains all of the details of his complaint, who is going to resolve it, and on what date it is going to be resolved. He can also access the edit screen as well. So I'm going to provide the access to user so that he can edit his complaint and change his complaint as well. So both screen, which is detail screen and uh, edit screen, will be under the access of user. And he can go back as well. So for now we are done with functioning of all of our screen. The final touch up that remains is in the browser screen, because this table one here doesn't look good at all. So I want to change this label as room issues. Similarly, on the detail screen, these are the details of the issues of customers. And lastly, edit issue. You can change the layout of this app as well. We just provided the data to Power Apps and it made the application by itself, but you can uh, customize it on your own. For example, if you want to change the layout of a browser screen, there is a property which contains the editing of field. For example, if you want to change the layout of this tab, you can go to the properties and choose fields. Here you have the option of editing, and if you want to if you want that sorry for the background noises, guys, I live in a desi household. So if you want that the room number which has issue comes on the top, if you want to automatically analyze which room has the issue, you can select the room name as your title, and then the subtitle will be the person who has reported the issue, and then you can choose your body as the problem. So this is how you can change the layout as well. I think it's look much better now. The room number which has issue, the person who reported it, and then finally the complaint. You can change the layout of other screens as well. For me, it's fine now. And this is, we can preview our app before saving it from start. Let's preview it from the start. So this is the start screen. You can, I already told you, you can add carousel here. I didn't add any carousel. I just edited image here. So here you can explain the functionality of your application, or you can explain your services. If you don't, if your customer doesn't want to go through the whole tutorial, he can click on the skip and move forward directly on the login form, where he can either log in as admin or log in as user. For example, if I'm going to log in as admin, sorry, if I'm going to log in as user, as you can see, I have directly come to the uh, detail screen, which contains the issue and its details, the room type for which I have reported. Here I have the option of editing this issue as well. And we are, I think, done with the with all touch up. Lastly, yes, you have the option of choosing a theme for your app as well. We have built-in themes, so if you don't want that your app looks rough, you can choose any theme of your choice from here. This looks much better. So this is, I think we are done with the creation of our app, and we are done with all of the customization. Now it's time to save our application. You can customize and manage this app even more. You can add a review report. You can add some scanning features in this app. There are a lot of different options, but since we are at the basic level, so I'm just going to end up here and save my application. Go through the file tab, and here you have to fill up the details of your app. For example, I am going to name it as room report, or you can name it as room issues. You can select a suitable icon for your application as well. Since it's a room report application, so I'm going to choose this icon and some suitable color as well. Here you have the option of screen size and orientation as well. You can choose the landscape mode, but since for mobile phone this portrait mode is more suitable, so I'm going to choose this orientation. There are advanced settings as well. In the description tab, you can describe how your app works and what functionalities it has, and move it. I think I'm done with this, and I don't want to add any description for now, so I have to just save the application. So we can share our app, but before that, let's have the browser preview of our app. You can find the app that you have created in the Power Apps platform. So we have our app ready to use, uh, and this is the version 1 of my app. You can create different versions as well as you are modifying your app. You can you can add models in your app, and different versions of your app are going to be displayed here. It's up to you which version you want to share within your organization, or which version you want to publish. So my app is finally live now, and I have to just click it and I can use it. I think screen is visible now. So my app is live, and I have now access to share it. I can use it on my mobile phone as well. I can use it on any browser. This is the browser. I had created this app in the phone layout just because filling up spreadsheet is hard. We cannot load data into spreadsheet and open it up again and again. It would be better if we have this app in the mobile phone, and we can even the as mobile phone is more used and user friendly, so I created this app in the phone layout, but you can create in browser format. You can create it as a portal format as well. So this is all about the Power Apps, and I guess I just quickly ended up We have same features in this app that we witnessed before as well. We have login as admin, we have login as user options. And that's all for the basics of Power Apps. Uh, the platform that we used recently is known as Power Apps Studio, which contains most functionality and features of Power Apps. And what you might can do next is go through the Power Apps, learn, create, and build your applications. You can use your knowledge to create different kinds of application instead of creating applications using the Excel data. You can create it without any data. You can use the blend theme as well. So apps have all functionality. All you have to do is drag and features and interface elements that you can prototype your app right in the. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, you can type in the chat box. And lastly, I want to say about Power Apps is that it has a lot of library functions and objects uh, which do not need at all. And the benefit of Power Apps is that the majority, if not all of the coding can be handled by drag and dropping, but majority of the people can uh, access Power Apps of choices templates to create platforms. If you aren't already using Power Apps, then you are missing out on amazing benefits. And in a world where can be too late getting the app you need when you need it. So one of the biggest benefits of Power Apps is how quickly one can develop a useful and functioning app. So Power Apps can extract many time-consuming elements from usual development that we do within the code. Uh, in this platform, we can do so with just the drag and drop option and some common tasks that can be guidance or that can be learned easily and create your in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for your patience and bearing my bad network quality. So if you have any questions, you can ask.